Hi everyone, it's Denise with Wondubar Crafts. Today I am back to alter some playing cards for the fall journal. The only playing cards I had where it was, and although they're cute, not sure I really want to, I might use them in the journal somewhere, but I wanted to do something a little different, playing around. I have a this will probably be a two-part video. I'm going to do the altered paint on these playing cards, and then Crafty Cat had a very, very, very cute fall frame, or frame that she had done with some bohemian or some sari silk fabric for her bohemian journal, and I kind of want to do something similar but with the playing cards, so I thought I'd get on camera and show you guys what I was up to. Now these little cards here are those Candyland cards, you know, that come out of the kids, the little cardstock cards. What I did was, and I'm going to show you here, is just took some Mod Podge and some white acrylic paint. Same thing with this one, which is already done, but I'm going to show you guys how I did it using just some playing cards and cover it up. This was a red card. You can still see some of the pattern on the back, I think, but we'll cover that up with paint. And then this one was blue like this, and then I just covered it with that white acrylic paint. I just did some different things with it. I don't know if you can see on there. So I thought we'd play and have some fun. So I get these at the Dollar Tree. They're just $1 a pack. So, and I've got decorative ones as well, but these are fun to just alter and play if you're just going to, you know, goof around or just want to try something. So what I did was I took some Mod Podge, getting it glow on these little containers, and then, and I didn't weigh it or anything like that, I just kind of guessed. But the Mod Podge helps it spread easier, and I think it dries quicker. So, and then I just swirl it around and mixed. So let me get something to put up underneath this, because otherwise I'll be changing out my parchment left and right. So actually I think I have another piece of parchment here. Actually, let me just use an old piece of paper here. And I just paint it. So how's everybody doing? Everyone have a good weekend, I hope. I was very busy. I spent 2 days avocado dyeing, so quite a bit in the store now. Because it typically it seems like I do an avocado dye about every other week, but and then it runs out, and then I'm back to doing it. So I just spent 2 days avocado dyeing, having fun. So, and then today I made a pear crumble. I had picked the last year I'm going to ever be able to pick pears from my mom's house, so I went ahead and picked them and made a little pear crumble with it. So, and then today, just playing around. All right, I'm going to set this off to the side to let it dry. Okay, and we'll come back, because I'll probably have to put like 3 or 4 coats on it, but we can come back to that here in a little bit. All right, with this one, I'm going to try and recreate, to show you guys how I did this technique. I mean, it was just playing around and goofing around, so let me, oh goodness, I should have been more prepared. Hold on a second. Let me grab another piece of paper here. Okay, I am back. Unfortunately, I didn't pause the last one. I stopped it, so I'm going to have to clip it in with the other one. Oh, well. But anyway, you might find that with your plain card, because it gets a little wet with paint, it's going to curl up, but when it dries, it should flatten back out. That's what the other one did. So, anyways, what I did was just took some of this tulle, and you can get it in bigger size or smaller, whatever you want to do. And I just laid it over the top, like so. And I have this little spongy thing. I got it. It was like plain sponges, and I got it years ago. I think at Hobby Lobby. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but they're intended for you to, you know, put like your stamping ink on there so you could have your own color palette. But I never used it, so I'm just like, whatever. So anyway, let me start. I think I'm going to try and do something like the opposite end of what I did. So I just take a little bit, and you can get sponges at the Dollar Tree, like those little, you know, bag of sponges, the makeup sponges, and it'll do the same thing. So, and this is just acrylic paint. I used for the red true, well, it's not really, it's burgundy. It's true burgundy. Most of these are folk art acrylic paints. This one's bark brown. This one is Anita's, I think, and it's autumn orange. My yellow I mixed because this one's daffodil and this one is golden yellow, and to give me the color I wanted, because the daffodil was just way too like sunshine bright yellow. And then old ivy. And then I've got two metallics. This is the rose gold and the antique gold here. So, all right, so I just start dabbing over the top of the tulle. It doesn't matter how you do it, where you want to put it, however you want, how thick, how far. Just play with it, you know, see what kind of effects you get. And it's okay if it comes up a little bit, so. There we go. And I want to say hello and welcome to all my new subscribers. I had a couple. Hello and welcome. Hopefully you hang out with us while we're, you know, typically just craft along or do whatever it is that you're doing. And watch in the background or listen if you want. I can be kind of goofy, silly sometimes. Okay, I want to kind of blend that in a little bit. Brown. A little bit more. I like these sponges too, because I can wash them and the paint will come, the acrylic paint will come out of it. Don't be surprised if you get a little paint on you. I know I did. I've washed my hands like 3 or 4 times. And typically once you get your first color down, the tulle will stay in place from the paint. Okay. Let's do a little bit of orange here. Kind of blend those in. Doesn't have to, you know, I mean, just play. I don't, you know, it is what it is. I just kind of like the colors, you know. I love fall colors, so. All right, let me put some green on the other end here. I don't know why it came up. I was watching Crafty Cat do her little fabric frame, and it came out really gorgeous. It was so pretty. And then I was like, oh, I want to do one of those, but what do I want to do? And then all these ideas started coming in, and so it's like, okay, I'll do that. Let me try this. And then, you know, it went from one thing to another, and then it ended up being this. So this is what we're doing. But I'm having fun. I haven't played with my acrylic paints in a while, so it is fun to get them out and play. Because normally I'll use my acrylic paints here and there for this, that, but normally to do my marbling and stuff, so paper marbling. Alright, okay, so let's add a little yellow in there. That's the one thing I was trying to avoid, was getting it on the little stem, but that's okay because it washes off. So, okay, and I have a little one, extra one here that I've been kind of used to help kind of blend stuff in. Blend that color in a little bit. A little more yellow. Okay. And then what I did was I took some of the rose gold and just kind of dabbed over the top. Alright, and then I want to add a little more brown, get that brown back through again. And maybe a little more red. And just play around till you kind of get the colors that you want. A little more of that yellow in there and maybe a tad bit of green. I'll use the pointy end this time. And then blend it in. Alright, so then when we're done, we'll just pull off the top, and then you end up with that pattern on there. See it? On there. And then, of course, it looks a lot better once it dries. It dulls a little bit. And then, well, let me dab up the, I think I put a little, I got a little bit of white paint or something on my finger, and so I'm just gonna fix it up a little bit here on my edges. And I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of that antique gold, I think, or the rose gold around the edge. That's what I did with the other one. So, and then we'll just set it there to dry. And I think this one is about ready for another coat. I'll just put another coat over the top. And the idea is just to kind of use this as a prime, like a primer to, you know, kind of like you do with gesso, except for I'm just going to use acrylic paint and hodgepodge, or Mod Podge. I call hodgepodge, I don't know. Alright, so let me see what we can do with this one. I kind of did that technique with this. I don't know if you can see it. Or I put the what I did was I blended it, and then I put the mesh or the this over the top to do the antique gold over it. So, but I think I'm just going to play with this one. Let's see. Goodness. Yeah, it definitely cooled down. It seemed like it was never going to happen here because we had like 90-degree weather last week. Now this week it's cooled down quite a bit, so we got some rain and that helped, I think. So I turned my AC off. It's kind of still a little warm in the house, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Let's do a little brown on this end. Yeah, I haven't made a, well, it actually wasn't a pear cobbler, it was a crisp. I haven't done one in a while. It was fun. Get back in the kitchen for a bit and do some baking. I like to bake. Normally I make like a lot of candied stuff and cookies and that kind of stuff for, let's see how that will look. Might have to go over it again. And we'll do a little orange on the bottom. The orange covers pretty good. I don't know how I got brown down there. I must have tapped it with my finger. It's all right. We can make it work. Okay, add a little more brown in here. Get it to stick a little bit. Oh, my fingers are sticking to it. Don't want that. Dry a little bit. cover my little finger mark there. Okay. And maybe I'll add a little red more in the middle. Just like with anything, you know, layer, layer, layer. That's what I do anyway. I think I'm going to end up having to do something there to well, alright, I'll let that dry a little bit and put maybe another layer over it because for some reason it just doesn't want to stick in that corner. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my little pointy tip here and maybe just play, just like being a kid, you know, just have some fun. There's no right or wrong. If you don't like it, you can always cover it and start again. Okay. And we'll do, let's see. I think I'm going to let that dry just a little bit and come back to, I don't know if this one's dry yet, still kind of bowed. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry a little bit and I will be right back. Okay, so I let this dry a little bit. This one I did I think a total of like 4 coats. And I used my little air dryer. Just make sure if you do that, you hold it way up high because the heat will bubble the paint. So I'll decorate that one later. And I was looking at this and it kind of reminds me of like a autumn evening or, you know, about sundown or when the moon comes up. So I think I'm going to try and do something with that. I don't know what yet, but we'll try. You know, worst comes to worst, it'll be a little something something I'll use. So I'm just going to use a little paintbrush here and just kind of in between that, make it kind of look like grass, but give it a little bit more color maybe in there. Give it a little more interest. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. And then I think, what to do. I think what I want to do is try and get this to almost be like a moon, but I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see. So I'm just gonna dab a little yellow in there to kind of brighten it up. I know when we look at the moon, it almost looks like a whitish gray. Some people say, I guess it looks a little yellow, especially when it's closer to full. But, and then, I think what I'm going to do is add a little gold to it. Maybe dull it down a little bit. Sorry about that. Forgot to turn my phone off. Let me do that real quick. All right. And maybe that will. I don't know, I might have to use a little white in there. Thinking. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I don't have a. Just use a little bit of the brush then. Let's see if I can get it to blend a little bit here. I am not a painter, so I'm probably using this brush completely wrong. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people, I like to use sponges and do stuff like that to blend, so. I think it kind of looks almost too bright now. So maybe if I add a little rose gold to it, gives a little bit more of that coppery brown look. I don't know. Let's see. Just need a little tiny bit. Looks a little better. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a little dull. I don't want to brighten it too much though. Maybe if I mix a little bit of yellow with maybe a little brown. I know I'm probably screwing it up. You guys are probably yelling at me, don't do it. Almost looks I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe if I blend it in a little more. There we go. And let's see. I don't know, I'm just kind of playing. Hoping it comes out okay. I mean, sometimes when you just play around, sometimes things can, you know, give it, and you let them sit for a minute, they start to look like your eye starts to, you know, play on stuff, so. There we go. Yes, I like it. It's different. But it's just playing around with paint, you know. And I think I want to edge this a little bit with some rose gold. So I'm just going to tap in here. Oop. And just kind of go around the edge here a little bit. Not too heavy. You know, I want to be able to just have, kind of like distressing it, I guess. Give it that, almost like a frame, I guess. Well, I suppose I should do this in the camera instead of out of the camera, because you guys are probably like, can't see, Denise. There we go. All right, so there is that little card, and I'll set that over there. And then kind of what I wanted to do was, and I'll probably play around some more with that other one, but what I did want to do is show you guys kind of what you could do with these once they're dried. So this is the first one that I showed you that I had done before, and we recreated it with the other. So I think what I want to do is, I have these Tim Holtz fall. This is the Autumn Our back stamps. I got them at Tuesday morning last year, I think. So let's see. Let's put an acorn on there. I like the acorn. I think I'm going to stamp it in black. In the black soot. So and I know this is probably not the way to do this, but I'm really not feeling like digging out my little stamp plate, so we're just gonna put that kind of askew a little bit. Hope for the best. If not, I got another one. All right, look at that. I like that. Let it sit and dry. We have a nice little fall card. Nice, got a little shimmer to it. See if I can pick it up. With some texture on there, because this is textured. And then on the back side, when I come back, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cover this portion, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to use Crafty Cat's idea there she had for her frame. Alright, I think I'm going to do this one in Gathered Twigs. Let's see if the brown is going to be dark enough, hopefully, because I think this Gathered Twig is a little bit darker than the Vintage Photo. And put there. I know. Stampers are going, what are you doing? There we go. And then we have one with a nice leaf on it. There we go. So those are some things that you can do, you know, with playing cards. Alter them, paint them, do whatever. I need to clean my stamps off. Actually, I probably should stamp that off on there. Look at that. 2 or 3 stamps, probably. I put a lot of ink on there. So, but just get out some playing cards and play. I mean, that's the fun of it, right? Is, you know, you get a pack, you get 52 plus your jokers plus some extra little things in there. Just play around if you want to experiment. The great things about these is that they also come with like these little extra cards in here. So you can take these and paint them over and just experiment with them if you're worried about messing up a card or whatever. So just try that and have some fun. And I will be back with part 2 after I get some of these done to show you what I'm going to do, how I'm going to use Crafty Cat's little frame that she made, the decorative frame with the fabric fringe, and integrate these playing cards with them. So until next time, guys, which hopefully it might be later this evening if I get some more stuff done, and if not, it'll probably be tomorrow. So until then, guys, plenty of hugs, loves, and blessings. Bye-bye.